Uh, the next evidence is the engineer research project planning. I did this one in the last semester. I was working with Dr. Piet. In this unit, I have learned how can I plan for the research projects. I did a lot of research to understand the best topics for my project, and I choose the new topology of the inverters for the wireless power transfer for the systems for the electrical cars. I learned a lot about the different classification of the inverters and their performance and their weakness. After that, I work to choose and to find the best topology for the high performance for them. In the next course, this is my first elective course, Australian Engineering Practice. I was working with 5 other members. This is my first professional teamwork in Australia. I learned about the working as a team, as a member of team. Our project was about the new model of the smart grid for the electricity market. In this point, I learned about the Engineering Australia competencies stages, which help us to understand what exactly the engineer should behave. In the next slide, you can see the other evidence, introduction to railway engineering. It was really interesting for me. We designed the wheels, the bogie, and the car body of the train. And we work on the connect primary and secondary suspensions. At the beginning, the body fall down. Then we do the research and learn there's some point for the connection has a problem, and we calculated the damping and steering in the wrong way. It was a really good unit for me. Now I have the engineering research project implementation, project management concept, leading projects. These courses I'm still studying in this semester. Next one, please. This is my first work experience. In Iran Transport After Service, I was the test assistant. It was really interesting for me. That was the first time I saw the huge transformers. I learned to use the tangent delta and gas chromatography devices to analyze the transformers oil to find what's the exactly problem with the what's the faults with the transformers. The next job experience is the Solar Star Group. I was maintenance engineer and instructor of laser and CNC machine. In this factory, we use the high power machines, which I need to always look after them and look after the safety for the other employees. In this factory, I calculate the consumption of the electricity to find the best diesel generator for the peak hours and to reduce the cost of the electricity. The third work experience is the Mansur Industrial Factory. I was executive and technical manager to design the electrical panels and drives for the industrial refrigerators. In this experience, I improved my communication skills because as a project manager, I have to work inside the factory, and sometimes I have to go out and to work on site. So I needed to very good skill for the communication to run the projects. You can see in this table the Engineering Australia's competencies stage. In stage 1, as an engineer, based on this stage, I always have to read and do research. Also, I have to use my knowledge from my bachelor and my work experience to run the future projects. As an engineer, I should have deep understanding about the concept of the materials and the courses I did to help me to run the projects. And the engineer, as an engineer, I always engage with the mathematics. I always use the graphs. I always analyze the data. I always use the models to find the problem, to identify the grids and everything. And I should know about the risk. I know I should know about the risk for the projects. In a second stage, as an engineer, I understand without the appropriate knowledge, I cannot I cannot finish the project. I know some methods and some softwares which help me to reduce and find the problems and the faults in the project. Engineer should use the clear and professional language to communicate with the other members to achieve the goals. And also I learned in the project I should check the stakeholders, environment and other people. I have to monitor the performance and all the stakeholders for the project. As a teamwork, I have to work very well because the project needs all the members to finish the project and achieving the goals. In stage 3, as an Australian engineer, I have a responsibility about of the project, about of the members, about of the environment and other people. Before the starting project, I have to actually I must prepare the matrix, risk matrix for the project. I reference others' idea and others' work when I use them to my project. I learned that this one in this stage, and the previous ones. And I should speak with the technical language, which is the important to communicate with the other members of groups. I learned about the search skill to find the solution for the problems. In the university, we use self-assessment in the projects to find the weakness and the strong points. It was very helpful for us to use these skills. As a conclusion, based on my learning and my work experience, now I have ability to work as a member of the group, which is very important for the engineers. And also I can manage the project as an engineer. I know about the standards and how can I use that standard, how can I run this, implement this standard in the project. And I can use the MATLAB and PSSE programming skills in my future jobs. Thank you for listening.